Welcome to another episode of Stitch Chat. Today I'm in Chicago, Illinois at Frank Edmunds, and my special guest was Jim Mann.
It's a pleasure to be here, Gloriann.
Frank Edmunds specializes in many different stitching frames. One of them is...
This is our ratcheting stitching frame, good for cross-stitch, needlepoint, and embroidery. You use the frame just like any other. You don't have to baste or tack your fabric to it. And it operates with a ratcheting system which locks the fabric in place as you stitch along. So as you stitch, you just move it along and it goes forward from there.
Okay, and then we have a couple of wood frames.
Then we have the traditional wood scroll frames, which have a split rail dowel, so that again you don't need to baste or tack your work to the frames. You simply insert the fabric into the dowel, put in the spreaders, and then as you stitch, you move the fabric continues on and scrolls along the frame. They come in 4 different sizes, a 6, a 12, a 18, and a 24 inch.
Great. And of course, the Stitcher's Wonder.
Now this is one of our floor standing frames that is for cross-stitch, needlepoint, and embroidery. It has a 32-inch stand, which is adjustable for height. It will allow you to spin the scroll frame around 360 degrees as well as tilt it forward and backwards so that it's easy for you to get to the back of your work to tie off stitches. And when it's done, you can fold it down. It folds down to 16 inches so you can put it away inside a closet, etc., without removing your stitchery.
Okay, great. Jim is now going to show us a new product they have called the No Slip Hoop Tape.
This is a tape that's for cross-stitch embroidery and quilting that goes onto your quilting hoop or embroidery hoop that helps keep the fabric taut. Now we'll show you how this works. As you take your piece that's going to be cross-stitched and you put it in your embroidery hoop, you know that you will pull it as tight as possible to get a nice tension of the fabric inside the hoop. Now as you stitch, your fabric moves a little bit and it tends to give and it becomes loose after a while and the stitches are not even. So you're pulling, again, you're going to pull your fabric until you get it tight. What we have now is a tape that has an adhesive side on one end and a rubber end on the other, which helps keep your fabric tight inside the hoop. You simply take the inner hoop and you apply the backing of the tape to the outside of the inner hoop. And you move this along your fabric, your hoop, until it's completely around. And now we'll take this off and we'll apply the same piece of fabric to the hoop that has the hoop tape on it. We'll tighten it up. And again, pull to stretch everything as tight as possible. The rubber in the inside now helps keep the fabric very taut, and you don't have to move it as you're pushing and stitching, keeping your stitches straight and even as you go.
How often do you have to change this tape?
The tape should be changed about every 3 or 4 projects.
Great. And now you have something else for quilting in the same.
We have a similar type tape for quilting hoops. The same thing happens as you're going to quilt. You have your batting, your backing, and your top inside your hoop, and as you stitch, the hoop tends to move a little bit and gives way and the fabric gets loose. Well, we do the same thing, only this time the tape is a 3/4 inch tape. So in order to apply the tape, you take the adhesive side and apply it to the outside of the inner hoop, and you move it along your hoop as you go all the way around, leaving the rubber side on the out. And then you put your fabric on top of there. And again, because it has that rubberized portion to the outside, it holds your fabric, your batting, your backing, and the top very tight. We can tighten this up. And you'll see now, as you stitch, you can push very hard down. The fabric stays taut inside the hoop, and your stitches will remain straight and even.
Does this tape leave any kind of residue on the fabric, or?
It does not. It's a semi-adhesive tape. It doesn't leave any residue on your hoop, and because the outside is just a rubber product, that doesn't leave anything on your fabric itself. It's easily removable. You have to take your tape and you can pull it. It comes right off without leaving any residue at all on your outer hoop.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Stitch Chat. Thank you for having us, Jim.
Well, it's been our pleasure.
And all these products will be available on needleworkshop.com. Have a great day.